cabin here for actually since last fall. Usually I come out a couple times on the snowmobile, but I didn't come out soon enough this year, and we've had such a heavy winter for snow that by the time I thought about coming out, the snow was so deep even the snowmobile couldn't get through it. So nice to get back and have a look and see how it's doing. So we'll go up there in a minute here and check it out, make sure everything's good after the cold winter. What I want to show you here is the granddaddy, the absolute great granddaddy of Widowmakers. Look at that thing. And that's not really held up by very much. That's pretty rotten. We had some terrible winds this winter. It was a tough winter. And it busted that tree right off. You really want to keep your eyes open anywhere you go. It doesn't take a trunk anywhere close to that size to be from pretty bad news. You want to be pretty careful out there. If and when that comes down, I sure wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. You can sit in the cabin and watch the moose. There's a river that runs probably about 200 yards back through there, and all through here's a beaver dam over there, and it widens out into a bit of a swamp, and all along through here and over is moose sign. The cabin is, well, the roof's still up, so that's a great thing. We'll wander in and see how it's going. Oh, blew all the fascia off on the eaves. Well, that's not good. Okay, well, we'll move this. Timber, move. Stairs need to be replaced. Oh, there we go. Well, everything is still as it was. You can stand right here, and like I was saying, you can often see the moose, or whatever else for that matter, just moving through the tree line back there. There's always a load of tracks. Looking out one of the front windows, the big window here, there's the pond right down there. That pond is probably about 3 acres, and it ends right over on the right hand side here and goes off to the left probably a good 300 yards or more. It's probably not more than 60 or 70 yards wide at the widest point, which is a little bit more to the left again. But it's all spring fed. There's no creeks or anything running into it. Well, let's go back outside. You ready? Let's go. Okay. Spot maybe where we can get a bit better. So there's the pond, and that's I'll call it a road, the laneway into it. This is only a very tiny fraction of the pond again. So when I was out the cabin window there, the right hand side is still on the right. So pond ends probably 125 yards down there. And at this point, as you can see, it's not too wide. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get a better look here. See if we can get around to, oh, there we go. Usually there's enough leaves here that we can't see anything. And this little cabin that we've got here is the only one on this pond. There's nobody else here. Okay, there's one maniac here. In the middle of the summer, it gets kind of buggy here. It's a pretty black fly infested place at times. But there are absolutely no creeks or streams or anything coming into this pond. It's completely spring fed. Beautiful. And it's quite deep. There are spots here. I've never brought a radar, like a sonar in here, but there's spots here where it's got to be 15 or 20 feet deep at least. And pretty clean water. I've walked around to the right, so I'm on north side again. Same as looking out the window from the right side, and I'm just walking around so that we can see, give you some idea of how long the pond is. Now that ground down at the far end, the pond does go around a little bit to the right. This is it, it's not a huge pond. But that's wolf sign, scat, whatever you want to call it. Looks like he's some pretty coarse hair mixed in with that, so he's had must have had some moose or something, because there's no way that's the hair off of anything small. That's pretty coarse stuff. Not a pretty picture, but that's nature. See if we can work our way. So this is the pond from directly across from the cabin, which you can probably see here in a moment if you can't already. So there it is up on the hill over there. Now here's the dock that had floated across. We saw it from the rise, the higher ground on the other side. It's come loose. This dock, this little tree, here, let me get around here a bit. This dock has a tree growing in the middle of it. It's pretty stunted because it hasn't got a lot of nutritional value in there, but that little tree growing in the dock has been growing there for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years at least, maybe, well, more than that even. That's kind of a cool thing. That's got to be cold, but he's a water freak, that dog. Big Flint, he likes the water too, but Casey, he is a fish. Isn't that right, Casey? You like that, don't you? Poor old Casey, he's sure getting tired. He's having a hard time getting up the bank there. Casey's probably, we don't know exactly because he was an adult when we got him, but he's got to be at least 12 years old. Could be more. And I'm starting to feel the same way, just high mileage. You like the water, don't you, Flint? Yep. Takes a lot to cool off a big boy like that. You know, Flint, the water's only had the ice off of it maybe a week. That's got to be refreshing. Doesn't seem to be bothering you any. So I'm directly, well, almost directly in front of the cabin. If I turn around here, across the laneway that comes in, this open area here with that berm in the back is my shooting range. And when I do my reloading, and I want to test different loads to see which one is doing what I hope for, this is generally where I come, and I can shoot up to about 100 yards here. I'm not the furthest back that I can get, and then the side of the property, but if I go that direction I can set up about a 250 yard shot, and that bush there is to the north, and it just goes indefinitely. Kind of a convenient spot to come out here and do some shooting, away from people, away from roads, away from just about everything. And as you can see by some of the trees around, we're starting to get some teeny tiny little leaves, and things are going to start to get green. That's so nice finally. Won't last, but it's nice to see it for a while. This is the cabin and the pond. I can't say it's exactly on Golden Pond, but it's gold to me.